Welcome to the Bringing Intimacy Back show, where intimacy is real. If you desire to intimately connect with yourself, your significant other, children, family, friends, community, and your higher power, this show is for you. Thus, we explore intimate topics, inspiring life stories, spirituality, and insightful tips on strengthening relationships. This show is hosted by Dr. April and her co-host, Dr. Kelly. Now let's get this episode of the Bringing Intimacy Back show started, because we share with you the secret power to intimacy to create a life you love, or love the life you create. Now here's your host, Dr. April, and co-host, Dr. Kelly.
Welcome to the Bringing Intimacy Back show, where intimacy is real. Welcome, Dr. Kelly. How are you doing?
I'm doing well after I got my afternoon nap, because I was up at 4, as you know.
Yes. She was up at 4, informing us a lot about intimacy on Clubhouse.
For 2 hours. What else are you going to do when you wake up at 4 a.m.?
Yes.
So it was really a lot of fun. We have Clubhouse on Fridays, Eastern Standard Time at 7:30.
Yes. And I look forward to that for tomorrow. Yes. So before we get started, I want to tell everyone about Bringing Intimacy Back bonus content. So if you really like what Dr. Kelly and I provide, and you want to bring thoughts in, and you want more informative people and different insights and some bonus content, please subscribe to our Patreon. We have a Patreon, and it's very informative, and you just go to patreon.com/BIB podcast. But also we have something new. So right on this BBS radio station here, we also have a membership program that you can join. So you just go to bbsradio.com/talk show and stroll down to Bringing Intimacy Back and join as a member. And we would love that, this month we have been really highlighting mental health, because this is Mental Health Awareness Month, which is very, very important. And one of the charities that I really have enjoyed, I don't know if you've used this charity a lot over the years, is the Mental Health America. Have you used it, Dr. Kelly?
I have once or twice, yes, for some resources. They have a lot of resources available.
Yes, they have a lot of different resources. And on Mental Health America, you can go in there and you're like, I'm not sure what kind of symptoms I have, or if I'm anxious, depressed, they have a little thing that you to fill out. So think about going onto their website, but also it's our charity of the month. It's a great thing to donate to. So definitely check that out. The other thing that I want to tell you guys about is that I also this month released a new book called Improving Intimacy. So I'm so excited about it. Please think about getting that book. It's on Amazon, and check it out and just let me know what you think. So today, we're also talking about intimacy with an expert, and today's topic is 5 characteristics of a stimulating relationship.
Wow.
Yes.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Yes. So today we have our sexologist. She's a certified sexologist. Her name is Kanya, Coach K Ford, and I actually met her in Clubhouse. Welcome, Coach K.
Is that where you
Hello. Thank you for having me. Good evening.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Coach K. Okay, so besides being a coach and a certified sexologist, you know how many children she has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
The woman gets busy. Yes.
Somebody's had a stimulating relationship.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. And also, she has multiple businesses too. Can you imagine that?
Anything multiple is good. What? I can't wait to hear more about them.
Yes. And her topic on her website is Love and Intimacy One-on-One. Was it 101, right?
Yes.
Yes. And she really does help. And also, I think you help people. She's an HR experience. So she loves to also coach about business and stuff. So welcome.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm a busy beaver with those 5 children and umpteen businesses. And with all of it just comes back to, I love helping others. When I see other people thrive and grow, I get filled. So I love it all.
Yes. So I'm curious, because as a sexologist and even as a sex therapist myself, many times people don't so much focus on intimacy, but you do, and it's actually in your website, Love and Intimacy 101. So what do you define intimacy as?
So for me, intimacy it's more of a feeling of actions. It's the holding the hand, just out of not even consciously doing it, just some kind of way you connected your hand with your partner's hand, or when you lay your head on your partner's chest and you're just listening to that heartbeat, and then your heartbeat becomes one. So all of that becomes that, that subtle talk in the evening of, even if it's just how was your day, and just allowing yourself and your partner to unload. Those are those intimate little trinkle moments. To me, that's what it all looks like.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And what made you decide to focus on that as part of your brand?
The biggest reason is when I meet people, I even had people send me messages on, Instagram. They see sexologists and it's like, oh, you're going to teach me how to have sex. And it's like, no, most people know how to put one thing into this thing or rub two things together. Most people know the physical act.
Right.
And there are not a lot of people that actually focus on everything that goes around it, the emotion, the necessity, the education. And so I wanted to step away from what you can see on TV, music videos. Exactly. And I wanted to put the educational piece on. Let's learn the before, because once you hit that physical act, the after is go to sleep or go home. So
right.
I wanted to throw that 101, which is back to the basics.
Mm-hmm.
What are the basics?
The basics.
Some of them.
Some of the basics to me is conversation, communication, enjoyment of self, just genuine happiness of self, so that you can exude that to someone else. It's the just sit beside me and watch this TV show. For my husband, he had never seen School Days before. So I was like, oh my gosh, that is awesome. I bought the movie for $2.99 and we watched something that made me feel good from childhood. Now he enjoys it.
Yeah, it's sharing those, like you said, those intimate moments of laughter and other things. Sometimes people just think it's just, like you say, the act, but it's so much more.
Yes,
so many
absolutely.
different forms. Yes. One of the things that I want to talk about, and you just mentioned, it's the self.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you have a program that's called Own Your Iddish. It's a boot camp.
Yes, Own Your Ish is a boot camp that I designed. That I thought about myself and the guide that I needed when I was 18 and I became a mother, and then 19 going on 20 and I became a mother of two. And so when you're going from adolescent to a teen to mom, you never got to learn the piece of womanhood, who I was, who I was supposed to be. What did I like? What did I not like? And so when I thought of this boot camp and I put it together, it was going back to the basics of learning me, getting in tune with me, being okay, putting a protective shield around me so that I can truly own not just my mind, but my body before I start sharing it again with anyone else.
I like that. I just kind of had this visual of people in their early sexuality having to rush everything because they have to hide it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, hey, mom and dad are coming home, or, whatever, wherever, prom's going to be over.
Right.
But where people have to kind of rush it. And so when you get into an intimate relationship with a partner or a spouse or someone where you don't have to rush it and you can have those conversations and really enjoy yourself. It's when you're older, and I kind of had that visual when you were talking about this is a relationship.
Yep. And that is the piece that it starts, I think in today's society, it's just missing. It's, I'm 20, I'm expected to get married. Let me go find somebody to marry. And then we'll figure out all of those other pieces later. And then when later shows up, it shows up as a divorce. So it's like, let's start to get back to the basics of learning ourselves, understanding ourselves, so that we can exude what we want to attract.
I like that. Exude
Right.
what we want
Do you
to.
feel like, since you're a mother, of 5 children and I guess some teenagers, that parents are not teaching their children about knowing themselves and the importance of that?
And honestly, it's come down to a lot of parents. They don't know. We don't know what we don't know sometimes, right?
Right, exactly.
And so you have these three. I'm thinking about my 3 girls and 2 boys. So you have these little people around you,
right?
And to tell them, don't run out in front of the, in the street in front of a car. Don't touch the stove when it's hot. But you're not saying, if you feel like you're attracted to your best friend in school, let's talk about it. It's okay, she's a girl. Maybe you don't understand the friendship versus real. Let's talk. Let's communicate about it.
Right.
Oh, so you're starting to feel these butterflies in your belly every time you go and play with Johnny on the playground. You're 13 now. We should have been talking about some of those things, but let's talk about it. Right. What do you like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like when you're there? Because we have to understand that all 5 of our senses come into play when we're in that realm of love and sex and sexuality. When you touch them, does it tingle? Your hands start sweating? So yeah, we have to get back into asking the questions and allowing our children to verbalize it, because when they verbalize it, it comes back around into their actual ears and then goes back into their brain like, when I say it like that, maybe I am feeling X, Y, and Z. So we have to be able to do that. And that comes with educating our parents, because there are not many, I'm 42. And so my mom grew up in the era of, you don't talk about those things. Mm-hmm. You just kind of, you figure it out.
Right.
And so I didn't want that going forward. I still have a sister. She's 45. She will not talk about sex at all.
And we want to have her on the show.
I would love to get her on here so we can, because my thing is, you're okay with sharing your body physically with someone, but you won't have a conversation with them about it.
Right.
So you value your body over your mind, or you don't understand how to value it all as one whole person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it affects many marriages. I mean, I saw even on your website that you also get clients or couples where the woman is not enjoying sex. She sees it as a chore, that I have to do this. The husband's upset. He's not getting his needs met. Maybe he's even saying things that are hurtful in the day and then expecting something at night,
I've seen it all play out. I'm actively watching this happen, as we speak. And the majority of the clients that are couples, it's the man that reaches out.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And when he does, it's, I want to have more sex.
Exactly. Yes.
And I was like, gotcha. Great. Come on in. And so once he comes in thinking, she's going to make my partner have more sex with me. And we start talking, well, how are you speaking to your wife? Mm-hmm. What does the day look like? Do you only speak to her at 9 p.m. after showers are taken? What does all of that look like? And then it's like, oh, okay, I get it.
Oh, yes. It starts throughout the whole day. It's that rapport, the relationship.
Yes.
Yes. And even, I know we just talked about the girls, but sometimes we are not teaching our boys this either.
Sometimes I feel bad for our boys, because they are truly left to fend and figure it out for themselves. And then we grow up and we expect these boys to be men and love us and take care of us and caress us, when when he was 5 years old and he picked up a Barbie doll, dad smacked it out of his hand and said, don't do that.
Right.
Well, if he's picking up a Barbie doll and he's tenderly playing with it, or he's, being emotional with it, that's setting the tone for later when he may be looking at a wife who's going to look, someone like this Barbie doll is going to have the hair, is going to have the breasts, going to have the butt, and he can tenderly treat his partner. But we leave our boys to, hey, go outside, fall a couple times. Oh, you like that girl? Way to go. Here's a condom. And then that's it.
Right.
I heard somebody say that we plan our weddings, but not our marriages.
Oh, gosh, yes.
And so I think that we really have stopped doing premarital counseling. And also there's so much disarray in different school systems and different places over, safe sex and all of the things. It seems to be so much more political than even about educating the youth. And so what are they left to? They're left to their conversation with their friends, something from a magazine, or locker room talk.
Yep.
Parents must address this.
Absolutely. I'm all for it, because the internet is, Dr. Google is terrible. I tell you that.
But well, we're going to take a small break, but when we come back, we're going to actually dig deep into the 5 characteristics of a stimulating relationship. We'll be back in a moment.
Are you wanting a vacation in paradise? A vacation to rekindle the passion. A vacation without the kids. A vacation where you can learn how to communicate, where you and your partner actually hear each other and gain insight. If so, vacation counseling is your next vacation. Dr. April Brown has created vacation counseling in Southwest Florida as a perfect option for you and your partner. Our retreats are one couple at a time. We have a variety of packages available to choose from, including virtual couples retreats. If you and your partner are interested in the vacation counseling, please visit us at vacationcounseling.com for more information on pricing and packages. Also, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. To keep track of the latest news, stories, activities, or coupons on vacation counseling and Dr. April's other services, we encourage you to sign up to receive a monthly newsletter called Intimate Connections at draprilbrown.com. Remember, if you and your partner are struggling with communication and intimacy, and you all are looking for a retreat to connect, vacation counseling can be your next vacation in Southwest Florida.
Welcome back to the Bringing Intimacy show, where intimacy is real. And today we have Dr. Coach K, and she is here to talk to us about the 5 characteristics of a stimulating relationship. So, Coach K, what is number 1, the first characteristic of a stimulating relationship?
Number 1, probably the most important one, is learning yourself. Until you truly know yourself, you don't know what sparks you. You don't know what excites you. And there's no way that you can pretend to figure out what someone else may want. So you're always searching for something if you don't learn yourself first.
So that's more than just knowing that, I like tall men, or I like, men that are built, or athletics, or whatever. I like females. It's more than that.
It is. It's knowing what triggers you, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what foods do you like, what's your favorite color, what body part do you touch and you stimulate yourself the most. It's truly knowing everything about you. Do you hate to hear someone screech on a chalkboard?
Right.
It's knowing yourself inside and out.
Yes,
That's what intimacy is. Into me, you see, is how
I like that.
We heard somebody define it. And so, knowing yourself, that means you're going to take the risk and let somebody in there if you learn yourself and what sparks your interest and excites you. I like that. I'm taking notes.
Yeah, and I think knowing yourself also helps in relationships, because sometimes people feel like, oh, I wasn't satisfied, or my partner didn't do this, but your partner can't guess what you really like. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, yes, yes. And when do you start to try to figure out knowing yourself? When does that start?
That starts when you are probably 5 years old.
Mm.
That's an ongoing process. But honestly, before you really get into that committed relationship, even in that dating phase, I would say before you start to, if you're going to seriously date, before
Right.
that, at minimum 1 year, spend it just focusing on yourself. Take yourself to movies, take yourself to dinner, just drive out to the beach and walk with yourself. Cook something that you like at home for yourself. Bathe yourself. Just, we should be bathing ourselves anyway, but just do all of those things for a solid year for yourself. Then you can start to date. And you know your standards. You know at that point what you do and do not like. So that when you meet this person and they're not meeting your standard, it's not, well, I'm just going to go along with this because their teeth are beautiful. It's, you know what? I know that I don't see a future in this, because no matter how many times we discuss this thing, this is where you are. So I'm not going to waste your time or mine. Maybe let's just be friends. So we can kind of nip those things in the bud earlier versus just dragging it on. And then you start to lose who you are so that you can conform to someone else.
Mhm. Exactly, exactly. And that's what I was thinking. When people compromise on their standards, they lose themselves.
Yes, indeed.
Why do you think it's so, Coach K, why do you think it's so difficult for people to go to a movie by themselves or out to dinner by themselves?
Oh, so worried about what someone else thinks. You know, if you're sitting out at a restaurant with your friends and you see that one person over there by themselves, immediately in your head, oh, they're lonely. Nobody wants them. Versus they're confident, they're having fun, and they are enjoying themselves. You know, it's what society has placed in our heads. Because honestly, let's be real. Everybody's end goal is not to be with someone in a committed relationship or marriage. That's just the bottom line.
Right, exactly.
But every TV show, every cartoon, as little people, it's always leading to that fairy tale wedding and the 3.5 little kids and the dog. When sometimes you just want to be Cruella de Vil and just live your best life and just live on your terms.
I can't even tell you how many times people ask me when they say, are you married? And I say no. And they say, do you want to be? Or like they have this look like, oh, you're so lonely. I think nothing is worse than being lonely within a relationship. So I am less lonely than most people, even though I live alone.
That's right. And then once people understand the difference between being alone and lonely, then they'll stop asking those crazy questions. Because as long as you are filled with yourself and love yourself, you can never be lonely.
Right.
Because you have the best partner in the whole wide world right there with you always.
Yes, exactly. So what's number two? Number two
is learning your and your partner's love language. That is going to be, and within that, of course, within that is communication.
Can you educate our audience again about love language?
Yes. So there are a standard of 5 love languages. And I will tell you, I'll probably mess some of these up. Don't quote me because I wasn't smart enough to write this one down.
That's fine.
But it's acts of service, acts of kindness, physical touch, and there's 2 that have spaced my mind, honestly.
Quality time.
Quality time, yes.
And words of affirmation.
And words of thank you.
And gifts.
Yeah.
Gifts. I forgot about the gift. Yes.
Yeah.
So understanding and knowing each other's love language is, and that comes with communication of more than just verbal, but especially with what you see and especially with what you feel. If you know that when you're laying on your partner's chest and this certain commercial comes on about these dirt bikes, his heart starts to race. Well, guess what? He probably is into dirt bikes. So what might I do in a couple years? I may surprise you with a dirt bike. Or I might just go dirt bike riding with you, because if he doesn't really like gifts, but he loves quality time, then we can go do something quality time together. I took a picture of this recycling trash can thing that I bought. And it was my gift to my husband, because for whatever reason, he is dead set on saying, I'm getting us to heaven because I keep on recycling. I was like, okay, babe, you're the recycle king, whatever.
Yes.
But he used to take and put all the recycling on the table until he had time to take it out. So I went on Amazon. I bought a recycling trash can. When he came home, I was like, ta-da! And he was just like excited, you know? But I know by communicating and listening, I know what he enjoys. I know what he loves. I know what will excite him. And it's not always, hey, take your pants down and let's sneak in the bathroom. It's something as simple as a recycling trash can that was like $15 on Amazon. So that is a huge, it stimulates, it puts you so further into your partner and puts them so further into you, because someone's paying attention to you. And that shows that you care, because marriage and relationships are more than love. It takes way more than just love.
Right. It takes work. Yes.
Yes.
But enjoyable work. But like you said, being aware.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. So number 3.
Number 3, which is a fun one, is exploration.
Ooh.
Lewis and Clark.
Yes. You want to be okay with exploring new realms, not just in the bedroom, but in the mental space. You know, just being open to versus the always, no, I don't do that. That's not how I grew up. My mama said that's nasty. No, we don't do this. Being open to just exploring. And if you're not ready to do exactly what it is that's being asked, what is the compromise? What is the halfway point?
Right.
Let's explore an alteration of the exploration if we need to. You know, if you see that this creature crawling on the ground and it looks scary and you've always been afraid of insects, but your partner is like, hey, let's go look and explore this bug. Something as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll go with you. I'm going to stand behind you. You can touch it in case it flies up, but I'm going to walk with you over to explore that thing. So exploration of life with your partner.
Like
will
have a childhood like interest and curiosity, and to keep that alive within a relationship is what I kind of hear you saying. Like,
that is it.
Scare you. It may take you like, hey, I'm going to step back in case it flies up at me, but I'll trust you. Let's look at it.
Yes, that is it. Because as children, we stayed happy. Someone can give us a paper bag and we would just play with that thing all day long, do different things with it. So yes, bringing that innocence back into that relationship, it will spark things and keeps it stimulating.
Mm-hmm. And so, you know, like Dr. Kelly mentioned, you just talked about childhood and exploring. I know it's a little bit off topic, but how do we, because you have, you know, a number of children, how do, as parents, we encourage our children to explore? Because I've noticed that sometimes parents become overprotective and they don't let their kids explore. And then you have these anxious children, you know, yes, who don't explore, which later on affects in relationship too.
Mm-hmm.
Or finding someone. It's that part of exploring.
I am a open-ended question mommy.
Okay.
And so there is really nothing that my children are not open to asking me, because usually if they're asking, I'm going to turn it back around and say, well, you tell me, what do you think?
Right.
Because I want to hear it from you before I give my answer, because my answer will transform what you thought.
Right, exactly.
And so that always keeps all of our children just always thinking. They will still come to me, but they still want that. Well, tell me what you think in that situation. Well, let's sit back and let's watch what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you see. And I'm just so open with everything, as they are. And sometimes my college kid shares too much. And especially for my husband's good, he's like, I didn't want to know that. But I love that, keeping that open, and letting them know that you coming to us to ask a question or letting us know that you're ready to get into this situation is way better than I get a phone call later of you being hurt, brokenhearted, something happened, someone gave you the wrong information. So that's how I feel like if parents are more open to asking and then sitting back and listening, then they will build a bridge, a two-way bridge with those children, that no matter what comes up or what I see, like my 9-year-old, the Lil Nas X video, he was like, hey, Mom, look at this. And I was like, cool, what do you think about the video? And he was like, I think it's pretty cool, but why does he have on? I forget what he had on. I was like, I don't know, that's just what he wanted to wear, but it's an expression video, and this is what I think it means. And he told me what he thought it means. And then that was it.
Right.
He doesn't talk about it anymore. It was exciting for the moment. But when your child comes to you with that video and you're like, oh my gosh, turn it off. You don't need to see that. The first thing they're going to do is find their phone and be like, ooh, let's see.
Let me go and look at, that's my curiosity. Yes.
Or what if they walk in on you having sex and you're like, we'll be right with you, instead of like, I mean, not keep at it. But what do you do when the children walk in on you and you're, having sexual intimacy? Or do you guys just have a lock on the door and that's never happened to you ever?
No, it has. And what we have done is we'll just lay there and say, hey, can we help you? Do you need something? No. What did we tell you about opening the door when it's closed? Don't open it. Okay, go ahead and close the door back and I'll be up there in just a moment. Okay. It's no excitement. Right. It's no, you did something bad.
Right.
It's,
yep.
We just, luckily we were under the covers at the time, but if not, there's always a way around. You just kind of lay down like, what is it, like those armadillos, you just lay down.
It's kind of like when a baby falls and, and you're like, if you run to them and they're like, oh my gosh, how you respond is how they'll respond. Oh, look at you. You're a big boy, good for you. How's that? And you defer or deflect the attention away from it. So how you respond really will help impact how they react and think about it.
Absolutely.
Which includes how we shame children regarding their body image or, their nakedness.
Yes, we absolutely. The shame that is placed around sex and sexuality is scary, and it just suppresses what a child could grow in their mind. Like for me, I don't mind walking around in bra and panties, just like having a bathing suit on. I wouldn't go full commando in the house because I don't want to scare any of the children. But what I know is they're never going to be curious about what does a female body look like, because mommy has walked around. So I know that girls must have something with bumps inside of a bra and something, and my 9-year-old, he has no qualms about saying, Mom, what's this on my private area? I'm like, I don't know. Is it a tick? Does it hurt? No, it doesn't hurt. Okay, well, let's put some alcohol or some peroxide on it. Don't touch it anymore. Leave it alone. So I love that openness about the body. And that's another way of exploration. My children have no problem with their body. Yeah, because
some people have problems, like they never want their partner to see their body, or they're even afraid to even look at their body themselves.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is something going back to the whole shaming aspect.
That's why
Yes.
sometimes I remember back in my practice in Pennsylvania, if I had somebody with body dysmorphia, their homework assignment was to vacuum naked.
I love that.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'd say just vacuum naked this week, shut the shades and the doors or whatever, but I need you to become acquainted with this temple of yours and
Mhm.
realize that, it is not, just overcome that. And they thought it was the weirdest, but it was just one of those things to say, let's break this ice.
Yeah, it works because like, okay, I have to
Would you
walk all
rather
over
do
the house
that or
and
have sex
vacuum.
with the lights on, right?
Yeah.
I say sex with the lights on, at least like go vacuum naked and let's get used to this body because it ain't going anywhere.
That's
Exactly.
right.
You only have one body. Yes, definitely. So what's number 4?
Number 4 is spontaneity.
Ooh.
And so that's a little bit different than exploration in that it could be you guys are just driving down the streets. You just picked up your partner from work and it is Friday and you say, you know what? I'm going to call my mom to go take care of the kids. We're going to drive to New York for the weekend.
Wow.
Those
Yeah.
type of spontaneous just because moments. I
Yes.
went and bought some new fish for the house
Okay.
just because.
Yes. And the great thing that you just said is taking you and your partner, your husband, out and doing a date. And many couples that I hear, they're like, I can't leave my children alone. I don't know how. Yeah. Whether they're 5, whether they're 15. Yeah. They feel guilty. Even if it's just as a mom, you go and you go out to dinner by yourself in the middle of the day, they feel guilty. Yes. Yeah. So what advice do you give to, it's mostly the moms. I've never really had a dad who felt guilty.
So for me, I am so far opposite of that guilt factor. And of course, that's all the work that I put in and, a purpose of my boot camp. I am so perfectly okay with just doing me. And for every mom that has that guilt gene stuffed down inside them, I want you to hear this. The more you do for yourself, the better you are for everyone around you.
Mhm.
Because if you're able to relax, enjoy, leave your cares away for a while, when you walk into your domain and the children see, feel, and smell your happiness, they absorb that in and they're happy and they're at peace.
Right.
When your partner can feel how relaxed you are versus how tense you were last week, he is now at peace. Even though he may even think, I made her happy. That's fine. He can think whatever he wants.
I did it. I'm powerful.
Yes. I gave her a hug and she just relaxed. But it's understanding the difference of where selfish is perfectly okay because you're doing this so that you can be the better for your environment. Because when you're tense, and here's one thing I'll say to parents, your children don't need you as much as you think they do.
Exactly.
Let me say that.
Yes.
Even the 3-year-old, they got it. If
Right.
they don't, they will let you know. Leave those children alone.
Mhm.
Let them play, let them sleep, let them even fall down every once in a while. Is it broken? Are you bleeding? You didn't die? Okay, go back out and finish playing.
Right.
We put our anxiety on our children and we stifle them.
Mhm.
So leave them boogers at home. Let me tell you, when we go to different places, my husband will say, well, what about the kids? Well, what about them? They know how to fix breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My mom is around the corner. There's a dog there to bark if someone comes by the house. I'm fine to go. Are you going to go with me or not? Well, okay, let's go.
And it also teaches, because I have a child of my own, how for them to be okay being alone with themselves,
Yes.
and not always being
1000%.
entertained. But if you've never
Yes.
left your kid alone, they won't. Yes, yes. So it's important for them to also learn how to be entertained.
Absolutely. That's a necessity.
Oh, definitely. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Well, we're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to hear the 5th characteristics of a stimulating relationship. We'll be back in a moment.
If you are listening to this commercial, you have a pulse. If you have a pulse, you have stress. You may need a therapist. How do you find a therapist? Oh, you go to your phone book. Wait, what's that? Go to the World Wide Web, you type in therapist near me. And then you find a list of acronyms. LMHC, LPC, NCC. How on earth do I understand this and navigate this? Go to drkellyboucher.com. Dr. Kelly specializes in helping people that struggle with anxiety, stress, burnout, grief, depression, compassion fatigue, sleep issues, body image issues. You can have help today. drkellyboucher.com.
Welcome back to the Bringing Intimacy show, where intimacy is real. We've been talking with Coach K about the 5 characteristics of a stimulating relationship. Yes, and I think we should review the first 4 and then state the 5. Yes.
Yes. So the first 4 were learning yourself. The next one was learning your and your partner's love language, with communication being attached. Then we had, spontaneity, and then exploration.
Yes, awesome. Yes, and with these, and she was talking about how the exploration, how that's so great, not only for the relationship, but it also helps create a balanced family lifestyle, which is important for many, many couples that are married.
Yes, because there's child dominant homes, and that, what does that do? It devours the intimacy between the parents, the couples, because anytime there's a child dominant home, and I do not get that idea that that's how your home runs, Coach K. It's boring. You go to visit them and they're like, we sit around just watching the children. Oh, look at me, we're doing this. Wait a minute. There's more to this. This is a family relationship.
Absolutely.
You get the idea. Do you agree with that? Or am I just a single woman not wanting to watch kids run around the living room and say, look at me? Tell me.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I told this young lady who she runs a nonprofit business, and when we get on a call, I had to tell her, sometimes, everyone doesn't want to hear the kids. And then I was like, I'm someone, yeah, sometimes the kids, you want to be away from, you want adult time.
Like you said, your children don't need you as much as you think they do. That's not to say that you're not needed. It's that give them a little bit of autonomy and let them grow and have a little independence and come back to them.
That's right.
I like
Definitely.
it.
Yes.
So
we're all excited to hear about the last one.
So the last one is date yourself.
Oh.
And while some people might say, well, isn't that the same thing as learn yourself? It's not. Mm-hmm. Date yourself means that you truly take yourself places alone. You grab that alone time.
Even if you're in a relationship?
Especially if you're in a relationship. Because what happens is we forget that we are 2 individual people that came together to form a union. And so when you hear people say, a marriage is 50-50, well, that marriage is probably in trouble, because it should be 100-100. Exactly. You should be a whole person and that person's a whole person, which means that you guys go do separate things. Go date yourself, because when you come back home, you may have learned something new. You may have seen something triggering. You may have seen something that excited you. Go to the strip club. Come back home. Babe, I just saw this girl. She did this thing. Watch this. And he's going to be like, well, When's the next time you go back on your date by yourself? You go- or if he goes out with the fellas and they, brooded up at the football game and they're drinking and, eating peanuts. And then he comes back home and all he wants to do is fall into your arms because he's over being with his friends. Now he longs to be with you. That is going to stimulate that relationship because you all have done some individual things. You dated yourself. Right. So that when you come back, you have appreciated each other because you weren't there together.
Right. And that also will help. There are some people, and I'm glad you even mentioned like strip club or going to play, watch a game or whatever. There's some people who get very jealous when their partner goes and does something with other people or goes somewhere where they shouldn't. Because in reality, like you said, especially to create fire and passion, you need air.
Yes.
Yes, in a relationship, which means you need to do your own thing. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't know when people get all jealous about all that kind of stuff.
Well, for some people, it's like if they feel like, that they are not doing that for their husband or their spouse and saying, why would you have to rely on somebody else and to be stimulated, and am I not doing this for you? And it just boils down to the marriage relationship and the partner relationship and what their same values are and what they communicate to one another. And that goes right back to money too. But I understand that, Dr. April. I know what you're saying because some people do become jealous of it and other people are like, they have open relationships and it's just, you need to get those things.
Yeah, your partner cannot be everything to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm huge on, I did a room and I spoke on that. When you walk into a relationship, it should be with everything that you need, and you should only be there to express your wants. And then you allow your partner to formulate those wants back to you the way that they're able to. Because when you're full of everything you need, there's little room for disappointment. There's little room for you to blame. Well, you didn't do this, or you made me. Give them your wants. Your wants will eventually become their needs because they want to make you feel the best. So it becomes a part of their needs list without you walking in needing it.
Mm-hmm.
So what advice would you give to a woman who is upset when her husband comes home after going to some place like Hooters or Twin Peaks and wants to have sex with her and she says, nope, or she feels jealous? What would you say to her? What advice would you give this woman?
The advice that I would give her is, I think the two of you truly need to seek a third-party counsel and find out the deeper root of that. Mm-hmm. Because if there's a hint of jealousy because, your partner went out to a place like that, then there's something bigger than this one situation that's happening where he may have made her feel insecure at some point, or she walked into it a little insecure, didn't speak on it, hid it for all of these years. Mm-hmm. And now it's turned into, well, you want everyone else except for me.
Right.
And so it's
great advice. That's great advice. And then some people come into a relationship as the second or the third spouse.
Yes.
And so they may be paying for that other person. So they communicate to one another and then find that mediator or professional counselor should they not be able to agree, so that they can fight for their relationship.
1,000%.
I like your style, Coach K. I really do. I like
Thank you.
Yes.
I like all of this. I can tell you that.
Isn't it fun?
I love it all. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm glad we mentioned insecurities because that really impacts relationships. Yeah. Yeah.
And that comes back to communication. And like you mentioned earlier, having that premarital coaching or counseling is necessary. The conversations that we don't have in the first 6 months of meeting someone shows up 5 years later as the worst argument Simply because one conversation of don't throw your clothes in the floor didn't happen.
Right.
Or they spend too much time getting to know one another's bodies and not getting to know one another. So because you know what, anybody can have sex, animals do it. But so getting to know the person and how they respond and what they enjoy and not just their body. So that's what I really heard you in your 5 characteristics every stimulating relationship must have. All 5 of those have to do with getting to know the individual and getting to know yourself. It's pretty fabulous stuff.
Yes,
thank you.
So, Coach K, if anyone's out there and they're listening and they want to connect with you, how can they find you?
Absolutely. You can learn more about myself at my website, which is loveandintimacy101.com. The boot camp that we mentioned earlier is at ownyourishsis.com. I'm always open to phone call and text. I always give my number out. If you need to set up an appointment or a consultation, it's 804-967-4551. Or you can shoot me an email at info@loveandintimacy101.com. All social media is Coach K. That's K-A-Y spelled out 101.
Yes, and you are on Clubhouse Tuesdays, which I need to join one of these days. Tuesday at what time? Eastern Standard?
Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called Sex and Relationship Chat. Different topic every week.
Excellent. And Coach K, not to just hijack you, but on Friday mornings, Eastern Standard Time, if you can join, I'd love to have you as moderator. I'm sure Dr. April would agree.
Yes.
Absolutely. What time?
We'll ping you in the room. It's 30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think you offer an awful lot for our listeners.
Yeah, definitely. And it's only for an hour. Don't think we keep you there.
And you can come for any part of it. Now, as we begin to wrap up, I want to just tell people that next week we have Colin Mockery, and I couldn't be more excited about this. If you're familiar with Whose Line Is It Anyways, you remember Colin Mockery. And next week he'll be talking about emotional connections with a transgender child. Then June 3rd, we have Ashley Cobb, sex influencer and educator, Melody Ann Streeter, June 10th, and Dominique Drew on June 17th. We have a lot coming up. And then finally, I do want to say that we have other updates on the show that we want to remind you of regarding the BBS membership. You can follow us on social media. If you want to be a part of the BIB community, then request to join us on Bringing Intimacy Back Facebook group and our page. Follow our Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. You get the idea. And most of all, join our Patreon, because then you get an opportunity to have an after the show look, because we're getting together. Dr. April and I are going to get together and we're going to talk about these 5 stimulating characteristics and some of those things that we talked about that we couldn't go deeper in the time that we had with you, Coach K.
That's always a fun thing. Like the deeper dive is always where it is. So you guys make sure you get on that page.
I took notes.
Yes. Awesome. Yes. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. And Coach K, you're welcome anytime.
Thank you so much. That ebook on those 5 stimulating characteristics is coming out soon as well.
Oh, awesome. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. Thank you. This has been the Bringing Intimacy Back show, where intimacy is real. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.